The dawn of civilization. Primitive. Dangerous. Exciting. The handwriting is on the wall. If the human race is ever going to amount to anything, it needs
the most civilized caveman I have ever seen.
Look who's come out of his cave.
Hey everyone, this is James from Cave Dweller Music. I am here with my co-host Brendan. Today, all the way from Germany, we have the heavy as all hell band Earthbong. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's really great to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, glad to be here.
Anytime. I've been a fan of yours. I think I came across you guys back in like 2020 when you did Bong Rights. So it's really cool to have you on the show.
Yeah, absolutely stellar stuff.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, much appreciated.
So rather than me trying to explain your sound, how would you describe your music? What do you guys play?
Oof. I would say like we call ourselves we're doing bong metal or like it's a doom variant of metal with a lot of weed in it. We would say sounds a bit like, I don't know, would say a mix of, I don't know, Bongzilla and Sleep was a good comparison. Like, you mash that together and you get kind of something like us.
Yeah. You could definitely get to that. You guys are really great at, like, the epic, long, drawn out, like...
Yeah, man.
You know, it's really great. It's good when bands can do that and not lose, like, the interest, you know?
Oh no, it just has to live from the riff.
Yep.
Yeah, we always try to stretch the riffs as long as possible, and every time when Sally or I come up with new riffs, it's like Tommy is like, yeah, we can add some one or two hits here and another hit here, and so we stretch the riff to the max. And have like one repetition of the riff is it has to be more than 1 minute. So
well, not always, but sometimes. Yeah.
When you're writing the albums, do you initially plan to have the songs that long, or do you kind of just play and then whatever feels right, that's where you kind of cut off the length?
I think it's more like I think it changed a little bit when we wrote One Earth, One Bong, our first album. And also Bong Rights, we didn't have a label back then, and we didn't think about the songs fitting on LPs. So I think that's why it was really hard to find a label for Bong Rights actually, and for One Earth, One Bong too, because it had to be a double LP. And we didn't really think about how long the songs are. We just made them as long as they naturally became. And stick with that.
No. Yeah, and nowadays it's more like thinking of an LP side and, well, writing just riffs on riffs on riffs, and the song getting longer and longer. But you have to cut it in the middle, maybe. So we're thinking in a way of doing LP side songs.
Well, half. Sometimes it's just like, okay, we need this riff to be longer because it's such a good riff, and it's not that important for me, especially to just okay, I think about the LP or something like this, but not that hard. If the song needs to be longer, well, we need to kind of make it work somehow.
Right. It's kind of neat when like you decide like, all right, do we design this for an LP? Is it going to become like 4 albums, or is it going to like, you know, do we just do what we do?
Well, there's kind of both in it, I think. Well, at the start of a new song, we mostly just try stuff and do what we do and just make something nice, like we have a riff. It's so cool. Try to work with that, push it, make it bigger. I don't know. But at some point when the song takes shape, like, okay, we know basically now where start to finish everything supposed to be, I think then you can make harder like decisions like, okay, it needs to be a bit shorter or it needs a bit longer here and there. And it's easier then to make this choice. I think for me personally, I would say we always work more like that.
Yeah, I
you're
agree
right.
on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does the massive song lengths and the huge sound translate when you play live?
Really good.
Yeah, I think it works live too, because we play with I always play through 2 amps and through at least and if possible like two 412 caps. So we have like a stereo guitar setup, and I think like that playing through 2 different amplifiers and cabinets with the guitar, that makes a difference, because it makes the sound like it just adds some other frequencies, and I think that's important. Every time we played like 2 or 3 shows where I couldn't use 2 amps, and that was always a bit disappointing.
But to be honest, there's one part or 2 parts I think on the new album. We used overdubs we can't recreate live because it's guest musicians. They hopped in and played some solo stuff we can't recreate. But I think it's not missing live. It's
I think we find a good workaround, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
it's not that hard. It's not that bad. Still, you don't miss it.
It's just one song. It's mostly like in like solo guitar parts where you have like the rhythm guitar still underneath, and of course we can't recreate that live with just one guitar. But these are just I think that works too, because the bass sound is really massive too, and Sally adds some scoop mids and has some more gain on the bass, so it makes it sound like more like a little bit like a rhythm guitar underneath too. So we somehow we try to manage to fill in these gaps that might get open when the guitar just playing lead guitar stuff. Then the bass just jumps in and fills out.
We also have often the problem we're kind of too loud live, so we have to make ourselves a bit quieter. And it's always the same thing. Like Tommy's cymbals are way too loud every time, and stuff like this. And so, I think for our live performance, the sound is pretty good mostly. It depends also on the venue and shit. But if we can bring our stuff, like 2 cabinets, 2 guitar amps for class, and something good for me, not some Harley Benton trash or something like that, then it's kind of better. Then it's a good sound, I would say.
Yeah, the feedback live is very good. For the crowd is feeling how massive the riffs are and the sound is. So no complaining there.
Well, some complaining from it's too sick, make it lighter. Well, we won't.
I think with this type of music, it makes a massive difference when the sound is big. I recently saw that tour. It was who was it? Boris. With trying to think who was with Buzz.
You're just talking about
Melvins. It was Melvins. Yeah, Boris and Melvins.
Yeah,
and both bands played fantastically, amazing sets. But the venue, the sound was like way too low, and I just felt like it took so much power out of their music. It was like it was a massive shame.
Yeah, it's always disappointing when something like that happens. I once saw Dinosaur Jr. and it was the same. I saw them before too, and then they were really loud, and it was really great show. And then 2 years after, I saw them again, and they were playing, and it was like, man, I could be sitting at home and listening to the CD or watching a live DVD, because there was just no no punch coming from the stage, and the PA was just like la la la. It was
exactly.
It wasn't the real. It wasn't. I think it wasn't what Jay Meskis had in mind.
Exactly, and it's super disappointing because everyone I know who'd seen Boris before had told me they're really loud. Like, prepare for Boris, they're so loud. So I was into it.
Well,
But you
it's
guys-
really important
Oh,
for a show, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you
definitely.
don't really you as a band you don't. Oh, you can not you have not that much influence on it depending on the sound guy, right? I mean, if you're on stage
Mhm.
and they're saying maybe turn the amps down a little bit so I can put more pressure on the PA, then you're basically the sound guy is the one who's making the loudness.
You have nothing to decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we played very good shows with the sound guy saying, okay, you have to feel well on stage, make the sound you feel the best, and I do the rest.
Yeah.
So we are the
Yeah.
best shows.
Or when
Mhm.
we played in
True.
Prague, last November, there was a sound guy who was new to the venue, and he was like, "Yeah, I really wanted to push the PA to the limits, and I thought you were a good band for it." And that was really massive.
That's awesome.
It's one of those things that people don't think that much about sometimes. Like the sound guy at a venue can make or break the venue. Like
Mhm.
there's venues I go to where the guy is like just phenomenal, and every single show I go to sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really important.
I've seen some shows recently that, and the guys the band were, I wanted to make like describing what you are, they're like, no, like just don't worry about it. And they're like, well, I don't know, man. And like, they were like, kind of like, before they got it on, like decided to like let the band do what they wanted. But like the guy was like trying to like, no, you have to like put it through here, like,
Yeah.
and it's like, no, it's not going to sound right. And then, yeah, I think it's important to be able to make it sound right,
No,
adaptable.
we just played another show with Klaas and me playing in another band, and we played a show in a small club, and the sound guy he tried to act like a professional, but it was just a pub or something. So there was no need for a big sound or something. And in the end, we just decided when we got on stage as the second band, okay, just pull the amplifiers on, just make a loud sound, and fuck him. So we just played with stage sound, and it was enough for the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the locations, but you always have like to make a deal and with the sound guys, and it's never a wrong thing to be good with the sound guys.
Yep.
Right.
And normally, I mean, they usually they know their shit because they are working in the venue and they mixed so many shows there before, so they know the way the venue works and the sound works when there are people in it and how the room sounds, and so usually it's a good thing to trust just in the people who are working at the location. So I never really got why bands bring their own sound tech, because I think it's just better to work with the people who are just like who know the venue and not who they it's I mean, it's a good thing to know how the band sounds, but it's more important to make the band sound good in this specifically venue,
Hmm. Yeah.
Have you encountered any venues that you would love to just like always go back? Like, this is my hometown. Like, let's go.
Kinda. We played a lot of shows in a spot called Bar 227 in Hamburg. And every time we played it, I love the sound. Every time the sound is incredible. We're friends with the guy who makes the sound and stuff, and I would love to take him to every show, which is insane, but it would be nice.
Yeah. And it's a great club too. So it's small. There's no backstage or anything. It's not luxury in any way, but it's always good to play there. The crowd is awesome. And yeah, the people who work there are
Well, but yeah, it's pretty small, but this kind of works for that venue.
Yep.
It's amazing when you get there. Well, little excursion here. Yesterday I went to see Rotor, another band, and I couldn't get inside the club because it was full. Like at 10 10 minutes after opening up the venue, and you couldn't get inside anymore. It was a little
Right.
bit
That was
shock.
in Berlin, right?
Yeah, it was in Berlin. Yeah. Still,
Yeah, but I mean, they are Rotor. Huge band. Do you know Rotor?
No, I don't think so.
If you're into instrumental, slightly progressive, stoner riff rock, which I guess you are into, then you should check them out. I will send you a link.
Yeah,
Yeah, please
definitely
do.
do it.
They are like in the business for like 20 or 25 years already.
Ah.
And really pioneers of the German underground heavy rock stoner
Yeah.
scene.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely send us that. I'd love to check that out. So speaking, shifting a little from live music, we want to talk about your latest release. Back in 2023, you did an album. Well, you had 2 albums, but let's talk about this one first. Church of Bong was your most recent release. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that and how that's a little bit different with your recording process, you said?
Who wants to start?
Yeah, well,
Right, Klaus.
I can try. Well, the writing process started way back
Oof.
in 3-4 years, maybe. Some riffs on the album are pretty old. Some riffs were like last minute riffs, but we were writing very long on the songs. These are 2 20-minute songs, so it needed some time, and we wanted to be perfect. It was like, okay, 3rd album, now we have to deliver for real.
Was a really complicated process to writing that album. When I remember correctly, most of the riffs, the really big long riffs, I think we made a long time ago, but we modified them and modified them and modified them, and to like combine it together and all. It wasn't that easy. And we went to this new studio in Aurich. It's like a little town somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And the guy we met has a studio there. And we went there not 100% sure in a little things. Like we had like 95% ready, I would say. Something like
Oh,
this.
there was no lyrics. We had no
No,
lyrics for one track.
not really. I had ideas and something like this, but nothing was 100% written in stone. This was kind of wild because lyrics went last in the recording process, and I was all the time, oh my god, I need to think about something. It needs to be nice and shit. And I think I think I did a good job, but it was kind of I had a bit of my heart racing before it came to the lyrics.
Seemed to turn out just fine.
Yeah, it turned out really fine. Oh no, it didn't turn out fine. The thing was, I hated one song really, really much how I did it in that session, and I had to re-record it because I was really not satisfied with the result and thought I can do way better, and had to re-record it here and had a bit of like messaging around with the guy to like, hey, I made this now, can we just put this in instead of that shit I made at your place? Yeah. Well, something like this is also, I think, kind of important. Like when you do something in the recording process and you hate it, don't settle for it if it's like you think it's bad.
Right,
Yeah.
of course.
Right.
That's
Quality
you
control.
be your own worst critic.
Yeah, don't be too critical also. So like,
Yeah.
don't be too perfectionist. So, but if you think it's really bad, maybe change.
Yeah, well, and vocals are very important though. So if there's a little mistake in playing the instruments or that stuff, that's not so.
Well,
That's not
depends
so-
on the mistake, I would say. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
we always record live, and we recorded this album live
Yeah,
too.
it's true.
So yeah, we took like I think we were pretty fast with recording the basic song structures, and took a little more time with adding the details. And
Okay.
yeah, but we always try to rehearse before we record, to rehearse the songs as good as possible. And like Sally said, we had like 95% of the songs were ready. And like in Bong Eterna, we have this long jam psychedelic part, and we didn't know exactly how long we want to make it. And we
No, never do.
we just played it. Looked how it went and tried to get out of it, and just with eye contact and with how we were playing and how we would get out of it, and yeah, it just worked. And I think same with DS Bongre. I think we had some parts there too where we just had to make eye contact when we changed the part and when we going from here to there. And it was it was a bit improvised. And afterwards, now that it is recorded, and I mean now we played the songs live so often, but then afterwards we always know when the time has come to change the part and what everyone is playing when we are changing from one part to another. But that's why we decided for the next album, maybe write the songs, then play them live for couple of months and then record them.
We will see about that.
Yeah, but it might be smart. I don't know. Maybe we try it this time.
What also was great is the studio we went to. Like Sally said, it was somewhere in the nowhere, just a little house in the end of a street. The studio in the garage, but very good and cozy. Actually, a big garden. You can make fire. Just hang around there and open the window, listen to the music you actually recorded, and it's a nice place to hang around and record stuff.
This was also really important, I think, for the mood.
Yeah,
I was kind of like in a good mood. This kind of little vacation-y vibe, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Vacation in the countryside, something like that.
Yeah.
We actually interviewed another German band, and they had a process where every time they'd record an album, they'd rent like a cabin and go out to that and record. So, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, that's nice too.
Yeah, it seems to be a really good way to do it because you're in the right mind space.
Yeah.
What band was it?
Brendan, do you remember what they were called? Abandonment.
Abandonment.
Okay.
Yeah, they're out of Berlin, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Can you send us a link?
Yeah.
Exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty
Nice.
good. They're pretty good. But
Really good.
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah, they had that nice long build up as well and whatnot. You
They're
guys
more
are
psychedelic,
a tad
though.
on the heavier side. They're on the more like kind of bluesy,
Psychedelic. Super
psychedelic
psychedelic.
side. Yeah, but very good. Very talented.
But they did the right thing. It's important to get out of your rehearsal room and get a new environment to record new stuff, be fresh in your mind. That's a good decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look back at like the old days with like the rock, back when rock had actual money behind it, and studios would pay those huge payouts. They used to a lot of the time go to locations to record, like go somewhere else to record, away from where they usually did.
Right.
This will
So,
times.
The basement studios, all the garage studios, all the everywhere.
Yeah, like Led Zeppelin did it. Just rent a house somewhere and record the drum set in the hallway and just work with the sound. But yeah, it's different times for sure. But because these days there ain't that much money in rock music.
No, nope.
especially not in the kind we are making.
Oh no.
Right. Yeah, they'd be like, here's like $50,000. Like, we'd like to hear something soon from you guys. Back then,
Yeah.
crazy.
Spending half on weed.
You will never see this money again.
Exactly, drug budget.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
You gotta have that.
And then you guys also released Proceed as One EP back in January. So this is the first time I think I've seen you've done 2 releases in 1 year, right?
Yeah, that's true. And actually, we could have released Proceed as One like 2 years earlier because we recorded both songs.
I was
like
so fucking pissed, man.
2 years earlier, and we were just sitting on them, and we're like, yeah, maybe we can do a split with another band, or I don't know. And nothing worked out, and we had these songs recorded and ready to release, and yeah, we just just didn't find a way to do it. And then, like last year in January, or in December of 2022, we were like, yeah, maybe we should just release them on our own, and let's just make a tape release out of it. And yeah, that's what we did. So we made tapes ourselves and put them out on Bandcamp. And then Thomas from Black Farm Records, who released all our stuff so far, was like, yeah, can I do a vinyl edition of it? And we were like, yeah, sure, man, go for it. And then,
No.
yeah. That's how this thing came into being.
So so more old songs, very, very old, like 3,
Yeah.
4 years.
I was so annoyed by this whole process because I was always like, when do we release that shit, man? I don't want to wait 2 years to fucking release something I've recorded.
Right.
We played the songs live.
Of course, but it's not what I wanted to do with recorded shit, you know?
Yeah, one. Yeah, Wax is a freaking banger. I love that shit.
Thank you. It's just like,
Dude.
how low can you go on songwriting with just 2 chords?
Dude, oh, it's so good though. Like, it's also, I think it's your shortest song.
It's
only like 6 minutes. Yeah. It's really
radio single.
like,
I think
it's,
this was like the joke. Like, we make a radio single. Let's make it.
well, if that was the intention, you fucking nailed it. Like, I'd play that everywhere. You know,
And we
Nice.
did a video.
easy way to capture everything you do. You know,
Oh yeah, we did a video to Wax. True.
Did
summaries.
you see that?
We
did
had
a video?
Yeah, we did a video to Wax.
Oh no, I haven't
no.
seen the video.
Well then, I
I'll
won't
send
spoil
that.
anything. Class will send you the link. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
How long ago
man,
did you
yeah,
do that?
that's
Like,
incredible.
did you do that a couple months after releasing the album, or?
Oh, when did last year January?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
we did it just in time for the release of the EP.
Yeah.
It was just
Oh,
like,
okay.
we were like, oh damn, let's do a video. How do we make it? And we have a friend in Kiel who's into making video shit, and we were talking with him.
Oh,
And
nice.
then we just, I think on January 8th or something, we just went into the swamp with him, and he took his camera, and we had some costumes. And
Yeah, right.
then we just spent like 5 hours in the swamp, walked around and filmed, and he created an awesome video.
That's cool.
It's on Mr. Doom or 666 Mr. Doom.
Yeah.
Great.
I just put it in the chat.
Yeah, I just found it. I'm
Sweet.
gonna. Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
I'm gonna watch that. Watch that after this.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That song is really fucking awesome though.
It's a good closer for every show. So we
Oh yeah, that's
Banger.
always a good closer.
Yeah, we always play it last.
It's also like, it's like, be like, oh man, I want to play someone one of these songs, and it's like, where do you jump into like the 15-minute long, half an hour long song? It'll be like, all right, well, because some people don't have all day to like sit there and listen, So, like,
Yeah, it's really not easy to make a set list if you're like, the venue says like, yeah, you have time for, you have 40 minutes, and we were like, okay,
Two
what are we
songs.
gonna play? We can play 2 songs or 1.5 song.
yeah.
And then it's always good to have like these 6-minute songs, or one of them to just fill in the gaps if there are some.
You should prank your audience one time and get like 90% through the song, so like 18 out of 20 minutes in, and make a mistake and be like, I'm starting over. And just start the song again.
Yeah, we always had to do this when we played in Amsterdam last November. And I think that was a little bit of a weird venue. There was the drum kit was standing behind, like some sort of a little wall, and you couldn't
like
really
a
see the
glass
drum
wall.
set. And there was a glass window, so the drummer could look outside, but you didn't see the drum kit. And when we played there, the bass drum, the feet of the bass drum fell off, and the bass drum basically just rolled away, but nobody could see it in the audience. And we had to stop middle of the song, and it was like, oh damn, yeah, what are we doing now? And then but you can never just play it from the beginning, so we just we just skipped one part and started with the next one. And that concert is completely on YouTube because it was filmed.
Oh, that's awesome. When I saw Mastodon at a festival, I think it was, I try to remember which album's tour it was. It might have been Crack the Sky.
Oh.
And their drummer, he admitted at the start of the show that he was on LSD. And they got like, I think 45 seconds into one of their songs, and he screwed up the drum part, and he just like said, "Stop, we're starting over," and like started the song again at the festival.
Okay. Well, he had like an excuse, can screw up as much as he wants at that concert.
Exactly.
Everyone
thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, he probably was still playing really good.
Oh yeah, he was great. Yeah, he just couldn't handle the fact that he missed one beat.
Yeah.
Laser focus.
Yeah,
Right.
I played once a show on LSD, and it was like, okay, focus, and everybody, well, two of us took it, and everybody was wearing sunglasses, so there was no communication. It was just, okay, there are these phases, and we have to focus, and go. It was
was it the concert with Kombinat Robotron?
Yeah.
And
Rocket Scream.
Rocket Scream? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But it was a great show.
It was fun, of course.
Brendan, I know that you have a bunch of more local questions you'd like to ask, so do you want to
Oh,
some
yeah,
of those
yeah.
off?
So, what did you smoke for breakfast?
I had a head to, a bit of hash and wheat head. This was my breakfast. Yes.
Amazing. You guys are coming up on. I was looking some legalization in April, right?
Well, we will see about that.
Yeah.
In Germany's legalization process is like terrible. I don't know if it's happening or not. Sometimes they like roll back what they said, and then everybody's like, "What the fuck? Why?" And then they, "Oh no, that's not what we meant," and you don't really know what's happening right now.
Yeah,
there's a lot of talking.
Last time they had like a legalization campaign, and was everything seemed to be set up for the legalization, but at the same time they had like a massive campaign against marijuana and against smoking weed, and it was like a big campaign with do you really want to slow your mind? Do you really want to be a loser?
Oh man.
We played the last big shows with guys from Australia, Lucy Fungus, great guys.
They're great.
Yeah.
And they have like their sloth always with them, and they showed us like anti-drug commercials from Australia with like stoner sloth. They're so fucking funny.
Yeah, wait, I always send them to you.
They must have released those after I left because I lived in Australia before the US, so I've seen
Yeah.
some of those anti-weed campaigns, but never the soft one.
The Slav one is great. It's really good. Like, ooh, it's like a guy in a Slav costume just that can't
need
do
to-
shit and screw it. It's
Yeah,
so good.
put it in the show notes or whatever.
That's crazy.
I need to send you guys this anti-weed ad from New Zealand. That's hilarious. I'll send it
Okay.
after this. It's like these 3 kids in a car pretending to drive the car and bragging about whose dad smokes more weed.
Oh no.
Nice.
That's really funny. When you guys are getting ready for a set, do you guys get ready to go?
Well, not all, but I and Tommy do.
Yeah, usually we do. Yeah.
We need those clean minds from class.
Yeah. Not time to admit something. I quitted smoking weed like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm still in the band. But yeah, because I like the riffs still and the heavy fuzz. But I couldn't handle. It was like fucking with my head, and I didn't feel good when I was stoned. So yeah, it was like I think for half a year I wanted to quit, but I really didn't because I still enjoyed the smoking together. But it was always I always felt shitty afterwards, and
Cool.
it took me a couple of months to finally to quit.
Yeah.
And then I did it. And now I smoke CBD from time to time. Or
That
I smoke a
sounds good,
cigarette when the guys are smoking a joint, because I like the idea of smoking together, but I just can't handle what it's doing with my head. So yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's fair, completely.
absolutely.
But
You have-
I'm still I'm still in it for the music.
Yeah, absolutely.
and I support the stoner legalization movement.
That would be fun. Like, don't legalize it. I'm against weed, but you play in like a stoner band. It's like, fuck.
One Earth, one Bong. Like, what's going on here? What happened to that, guys?
Time to admit one more thing. I'm from the government.
I work for the government. Fucking knock.
I'm a
Industry
spy.
plant. Industry
Yeah.
plant.
Yeah, I'm doing research here.
Undermining.
funny.
They just send you from stoner band to undermine them.
Yeah.
Like, you got to find out who's got the heaviest riffs and destroy them.
I'm trying to come up with as many shitty riffs as I can, but the guys, every time they love it.
Make the stoner band sober.
You just keep pushing them to make the songs longer and longer. Like, these stoners don't have the attention span for this. They'll get bored.
Yeah, know your enemy.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. Do you guys have your favorite local spot, like your hometown, for like going to shows?
Yeah, that's a difficult question because
Kind of
for me,
is right.
because, we kind of had it. There's a really nice location in Kiel. No names dropped. But I personally had some issues because I was working for them, and then I quit, and then they refused to pay me for couple of months, and it was really nasty. And so but it's a really nice club, and I wanted to make concert there, even though I quit to do the booking for them, and I wanted to make shows because it's really, I mean, Kiel isn't a big city, so you don't have many possibilities when it comes to host shows and to make underground concerts. So I really wanted to be good with them, but somehow they didn't want to be good with me. So that connection is kind of lost. And there are some other venues in Kiel, but it's really difficult to set something up because they have like there are like collectives, and they have to there is a meeting, then you have to go there and have to propose what you want to do, and there are always so many people involved. So it's not that easy. Yeah.
Yeah, right on. What's your favorite song to play live?
Oh, good question. Depends on the day, I would say. Most. I love always playing Wax. It's just always fun, and it's always the last song on the show. So I'm like, okay, it's the end. I'm finally done. So, a concert is always. I love playing live really much, but I'm always like exhausted to the end, and at the end, all that screaming is really.
Yeah, I can get a lot. I can imagine.
For me, it's Fathead. I think it's always the starter of the set, so it's a very energetic way to get into the set, and I like to play the drums to it. Actually, so it's always fun. It's heavy. It's fast at some points, so it's good to be to get warm.
Yeah.
Sometimes I it's too much energy I put in the first song, so the rest of the song is like,
I know this.
Yeah, I think for me it's Fathead most of the time, and sometimes Goddamn High is really nice too, especially the long instrumental middle part. There's a part where I just play the guitar, and then Tommy and Sally are joining back in, and that part it can be really nice if we hit the spot with the tempo, and then it's really fucking amazing, and I really enjoy that part.
Yeah,
because that's just pure riff worship for like 5 minutes, and that's a lot of fun.
Nice. What's your favorite city to visit?
Oh.
I think for me it's Dresden.
Yeah, I love Dresden too.
We played really good shows there over the past 5 years. Really great people who organize the show, like the Ape Sludge booking crew with Frido. Really great people. So I think it's Dresden, but we played lots of good shows in a lot of towns, so it's a really, really hard choice.
Always depends on the people making the shows, setting it all up. So they make you feel good or not. That's a big thing.
Right.
Yeah, Dresden is good.
Well, also you don't often shows are one thing, and you don't see that much of the city most of the times. Because you drive to the venue, you build up, play your shows, go to sleep, next show, or go back home, and you don't have much time often to see the town or the city. And sometimes it's like, we went there 2 times, but I have no idea where I am. To be honest, like.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, nicest city, I don't know. Would also say probably Dresden. I love it there. It's always good.
Yeah, all the Eastern Germany shows were great.
Yeah, Eastern Germany is great.
There.
Yeah, good shows there.
Nice. And then, what's your favorite city to smoke and eat in?
Right now, I think it's here or Berlin, like here in Kiel where I live, or in Berlin. It's always good.
What's like?
I think we had really good catering. We had in Hamburg one time, but not at Bad 227. It was Stubnitz. It is like a venue on a ship.
Oh, cool.
And they had really they've gone wild with the catering. So that was really nice.
Yeah, and always in Hamburg.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah. In Hamburg, we often play Hafenklang. That's a club close to the harbor, and they have a good cook there. They make awesome vegan stuff that is always on point.
Yeah, true.
This is also sometimes really interesting when you're around, like you don't know what the catering is you're getting. Sometimes it's like, oh, here, a few sandwiches, or sometimes it's something really big and someone cooked real hard. And you, okay, cool, this is amazing.
What's
Nice.
like some authentic German food that people should try if they visit?
Ha.
That's a really tough one.
Depends on the area, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
depends on the
Well,
area and the season, actually.
yeah.
I mean, for most people, like from UK and America, it's like they always have like this Bavarian thing.
Uh-huh.
It's like
Oktoberfest, yeah.
Oktoberfest with like the sausage and sauerkraut
Mhm.
and that kind of stuff. But that's I mean, it's Bavaria. It's not Germany.
We here in the north, it's more like fish dishes, probably.
Yeah, there's a northern Germany dish it's called Lapskaus. It's like fish and potatoes and some other vegetables all mashed up,
Okay.
and it's like it looks like vomit, but it tastes alright.
Probably something like Rinderbraten or something like this made here.
Yeah, a lot of beef, coal.
Yeah.
What else?
Sausage, of course. Well, German sausages are great, so go wild.
They are.
The worst.
The worst.
Brendan, did you have anything else you wanted to ask?
Well, yeah, I got one more. Who influenced you all to get into the instruments and the vocals and stuff that you guys do? Like,
Ooh. I wanted to play an instrument like since I was a child, but not really metal stuff. Because I didn't know it existed. I grew up like without metal in my life till I was like 11.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah. When I discovered basically metal and metal related things, it was like a little awakening in my youthful heart, and went like totally death metal and black metal shit. This was like my jam for the next 10 years or more.
Yeah.
And of course, I wanted to make that music, and I had like no instruments or something at home. But my best friend had like, he had a guitar and could play guitar, and said, "Hey, I want to make a band, and you will be my bass player." And I had no bass, and I can't play bass. So what should I do? He just gave me one he had from a friend, and said, "Now you're my bass player." And this was the start of everything. I just wanted to make music in general. I had no like person in mind or something like this. It was just I want to make happy stuff. At first, I want to make really fast, heavy stuff, and I slowed down with age.
Yeah, for me, it was almost the same. My father used to have a drum set set up at our house, so I started drumming very early, and I got some lessons, and I started to play music in school with some other guys there. So it was I just checked, okay, making music together, that's the thing. It's not just playing my Limp Bizkit songs in my rehearsal room. It's more about just jamming together and playing the songs together. So yeah, at the early stage there were new metal drumming, and that's what I like, of course, and influenced me a lot. But later it was metal, and then doom, and nowadays it's more jazz, actually.
Right now I also hear a lot of weird shit, but I try to listen to new stuff as much as I can, but there's too much.
Oh yeah, there's way too much.
Yeah, I think for me, I started playing guitar when I was like 13 years old. Because I thought it was cool to play guitar. And then, I got some lessons for like 4 or 5 years, and and I also started a band with friends, and we had this band for like 6 years actually, and that's that always was the most important thing about playing an instrument, or it really fast became the most important thing. It's like was not just being good on your instrument, but playing in a band and being with friends and playing shows and hanging out and getting drunk. And that's why I didn't really made much progress with my guitar skills, but I still enjoy playing guitar. And at that age, I think I was more like, it started with like like indie rock and all that kind of stuff, and then I got into Sonic Youth and Radiohead, and then I had a phase where I just wanted to make like noise and feedback, but all the other guys in my band, they were like, no, we don't want that weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then later I got when I moved to Kiel, I got into like Fu Manchu and then Red Fang, and it got heavier with the years and slower. And then when we met, it was like a perfect match.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we actually we went to a sleep show, and that make it okay. We have to do a stoner doom band, of course. That's the music. Worship the riff.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was the first thing we did together. I think we jammed like two or three times together in 2018. And then that when Sleep were on tour, they stopped in Hamburg, and we went there together. So that was our first activity as a band, or like shortly before we became a band. We went to Sleep concert together. So it's obviously a big influence.
I have one more question for you, and it's a little bit of an on-the-spot question. And you can answer whichever order out of the three of you that you like. But if you were stranded on a desert island and you had a solar-powered Discman and 3 CDs to listen to until you got rescued, what would you want to have to listen to?
Shit.
Compilations and greatest hits are acceptable.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sleep Dope Smoker has to be there.
I second that. Probably Dope from Electric Wizard. I love
Nice.
this album. You can always hear it. And I want something heavy in the mix there.
Something to chill out is
also good. Yeah.
Like Sun, or even softer. I'm listening a lot to Brian Eno these days, and I like the ambient stuff there. So
Nice.
Maybe a Brian Eno music for airports. Classic.
Music for nice.
Yeah, I think I'd go with Dope Smoker too, because it's a classic, and it offers it's a long record, which is also good. It kills some time, and you know it's exactly 1 hour, so you can measure time.
As you start measuring time in Dope Smoker. Try 200 Dope Smokers telling me.
Let it cook for 3 Dope Smokers.
Let it cook for 3 Dope Smokers. That's fine. I mean, we had another band on before. They were talking about when they're like, oh man, if they're at the grocery store and Dope Smoker ends, they know they've been there too long.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I think one album I really listened to a lot when I was younger was from Ben Harper and Relentless 7. It's called White Lies for Dark Times, and I think the title matches perfect for being stuck on an island. And it's like Ben Harper stuff, a little bit more rock stuff than his solo things, but that's a really great record that I listened a lot to when I was younger, and maybe from a mood that I'm into now, I would say maybe as a third record, the Emma Ruth Rundle and Though collaboration, because it's a perfect mixed picture of like really heavy and also dark stuff, but also they have a lot of like atmospheric and calm parts.
Yeah,
and I really enjoy that a lot.
We actually had Brian from Thou on the podcast, and he's talked about that album and said it was like something really different for them, and they loved making it, like one of their favorite collaborations.
Yeah. Because you got to mix all that beautiful with all that ugly, which makes it super beautiful. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's it. I really I could listen to this forever. Like The Valley is such a perfect song.
Ethereal.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Silly, I think you have one more.
I'm still thinking, to be honest. I'm still thinking about like maybe something from my youth or something like that. But right now I'm listening to so much shit. I have checking. Probably something. Oh yeah, this would be good. I listen to a lot of like hardcore punk shit, and I love that band Gel.
Yeah.
I think they're great, and I listen to them. Like I would love to have both of their albums because they're so short. They're like 20 minutes. But yeah, I would say.
Oh no, there was 2 CDs in this one.
Yeah, but I would say Dope Smoker, Dope Throne, and Gel, their stuff. That would be good.
Nice.
And the Chipmunks on 16 Speed record.
Oh fuck yeah, this is a good record.
Do you know that one?
No.
Yeah, I just sent it.
I do. It's awesome.
Check it out. It's really awesome.
Oh yeah, okay. Brendan, you showed me this actually.
Yeah.
It actually sounds great.
Yeah,
it's very funny.
Yeah, we sometimes listen to this when we have like really long night drives to concerts or back home from concerts, and it's really perfect if you want to just drive in the end of a traffic jam.
I think, is that all? You each chose 3, right?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, we always find that fun because it puts people on the spot, but it's interesting to see people's choices. Some people do like what they're listening to right now. Some people do their favorite albums of all time, and some people just go for a mix of different types of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think going with a mix with from different kind of music and maybe also from different times of your life so far, it might be the smartest choice because, I mean, you have to listen to these 3 records forever.
Yeah.
Or just maybe I would also, if I really had to do it, maybe I would also say just recommend me an album and I just that I've never heard before, and I just take this with me so I have something new that I didn't knew before, so I have something to discover and something to focus my mind on.
Oh, good point as well. So I guess the final question, and it's a really simple one, is if people want to listen to your music, what are the best places to do that?
Like on the internet or for live?
I guess on the internet.
Yeah. I think like Bandcamp would be the best choice for us because if people buy our music on Bandcamp, then we get some money from it. But of course, we appreciate everyone who's listening to it you can listen to it on Spotify, you can listen to it on YouTube, and there are like we have like a distributor for digital music who's uploading the music for Spotify, and there's like a ton of different other streaming services, which I can't even name one of them, but there's plenty, and I think our music is basically everywhere because I never remove these green fields where we have to say where it should be available. So yeah, if you Google Earthbong streaming,
you'll probably find it.
Yeah, you will probably find it. So it's,
I listen to it on Tidal and on Bandcamp.
Me too.
Nice,
and then if people want to keep up with the band, so like for updates and that sort of thing, what are the best places to do that? Are you on social media?
Yeah, we have like I think the best would be on Facebook and or Instagram. when we started the band, we were like most active on Facebook, and it changed a little bit. Now we are most active on Instagram, I think. Yeah, and it's for us. It's like really, really the platform works really good. I mean, we had the contact with you coming through Instagram,
Right.
and we connected with a lot of people from all over the world through Instagram. And I don't know. I think it's the same in the USA and everywhere else, that like Facebook is slowly dying and becoming more a platform for like elderly people. And yeah, I mean, so is Instagram. I mean, all the young people are going
TikTok.
to TikTok and God knows where. Yeah, but I think Instagram and Facebook are good to keep track with what we're doing. We try to keep people updated. At the moment, we don't have that many updates because we decided to not play shows for the next 3 or 4 months and just focus on writing new songs. Because if you have like shows in between, you always have to rehearse for the set, and that can, especially for the long songs, that might kill the writing mood, and then you have to focus on something else, and you lose the ideas. And we just wanted to have a time where we can really focus on the new stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was really great chatting with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you
It's
very
fun,
much
man.
for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Absolutely. Great chat.
Anytime. Always welcome back.
Yeah, when we have a
Okay.
new album, we will let you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And for anyone listening at home, thanks for listening, and tune in next week. We will have another guest for you.
Cheers.